back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a reading vlog. We are going to be reading Fourth Wing. I'm so excited. I am filming this after the fact. I have finished Fourth Wing. Y'all, I am not somebody who has ever really loved fantasy books. It is very difficult for me to read about like imaginary things. I have strictly only have ever been like romance, thriller, mystery, set in the real world. There are only two series I've ever read that slightly go into fantasy territory, and that would be Witches of Auburn by Hazel Black and the Hollow Heathen series by Nicole Fiorina. I don't even think the Hollow Heathen series is even done. Like, I was obsessed with those two series. Witches of Auburn is about a coven of witches, but it's set in like today's time, and it's mainly just witches living in like the real world. There's not like some faraway land that they go to or anything like that. It is just about witches in the real world. Then Hollow Heathens is about a girl from the real world who gets like stuck in this town that has like magical people in it, you know? I've never like been in a strictly like, this is a different society, this is a different time, this is a different place, this is a different world, right? So I was very nervous to read this book because genuinely, and I say this a few times in the vlog, I feel like I'm too stupid to read fantasy books. I cannot keep up with world building. I get so easily distracted. I forget immediately like what is going on or how everything is supposed to work. I've put down so many books because I'm just like, I cannot follow, and I don't have like the patience to sit here and try to understand, and so I give up very quickly. So I was very nervous to start this book. This was incredible. This was incredible. It was so easy to follow. The stakes are high. Very entertained from page one. I am entertained, and that is like what I need. I need to be like sucked into a story like immediately, and like need to see where we're going in order to like keep me engaged. I don't know if that means there's something wrong with me. That's just how I feel when I read. I know everyone loves Xaden Ryerson, and I see the edits, I see the fan art. I have a whole Pinterest board of just these two. I'm obsessed with Violet. Like, I love Violet Soaringale. Oh my god. So reading this, seeing her journey, incredible, amazing. That is what this vlog is about, is just me reading this book. And I'm gonna, spoiler alert, I loved it because I had so much fun reading this book. So we're gonna get right into the vlog now. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe. We are doing our first reading vlog. I'm so excited for this. I've been wanting to do this since I decided, oh, there goes my dog. Since I decided to start making videos again, I've wanted to do this because I love these kinds of videos. These are my favorite videos to watch from other people. You can probably hear my dog going crazy in the background, so apologies. So for our first reading vlog, I am going to be reading Fourth Wing. I am finally starting Fourth Wing. This, I mentioned in my beginning of the year book tag, was a book I really wanted to get into. Rebecca Yarros is one of my favorite authors. Oh my god, my dog. The Last Letter nearly killed me. I think every single one of them made me sob at least one point in reading it. So I am obsessed with all of her books that I have read, and I mentioned I really want to get into reading fantasy. I've never been into reading any kind of fantasy, and I figured I already love Rebecca Yarros. This is a very popular book series. I know they're turning it into a TV show. I feel so out of the loop when people talk Fourth Wing. I have no idea what they're talking about. All I know about this book is that there are dragons, and the main guy is apparently really hot. Even being on Book Talk, Like, if I see a spoiler for Fourth Wing, it literally just leaves my brain. Like, if I have seen the spoilers, I couldn't tell you what they are. I don't know anyone's names. I don't know anything. Somehow, someway, I have stayed completely oblivious to Fourth Wing lore. I see a lot of people talking about it, but I have no idea what they're ever talking about. I figured this would be a perfect book to dip my toes into fantasy. I'm not gonna lie, I did start it yesterday at my doctor's appointment. I was in the waiting room and it's on Kindle Unlimited too. So I just downloaded all the books on Kindle Unlimited so I don't have to bring the hardcover books with me everywhere I go. I'm probably going to be mostly reading it on my Kindle, but I did get the entire series with the special edition for the entire series because the books were just too pretty. So what I have read so far is our main girl. Her name is Violet. Her mom is, you see, it's already leaving my brain. This is why I want to vlog myself reading this. I feel too stupid. If you want me to be like completely transparent and honest, I feel too stupid to read fantasy because I literally can't keep up. It's like my brain like slipping out of my fingers. Like, I'm reading the words and my brain just can't retain it for some reason. And it makes me feel so dumb. I figured maybe if I vlog it and I actually say out loud what's going on, it'll be much easier for me to remember. So we have our girl Violet. It is conscription day. It's apparently one of the most deadliest days, and Violet's older sister is just like their mom. Their mom is actually the general, and Violet is considered to be very weak, and apparently she feels pain a lot. I don't know why yet, but her mom is pretty confident that she is going to be a rider, even though her father was a scribe. She's just been training to be a scribe. And her sister, her older sister Mira, she's strong, she's tall, she's fit, she's just like their mom. But their mom wants Violet to be a rider, even though she's been preparing to be a scribe this whole time. And her sister doesn't want her to do it. She's small. From what they're describing, she's considered very weak. At her mom's request, she has to try and be a rider. That's literally like the first 5 pages. I read them when I was in the doctor's office yesterday. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. I have a little bit of time before I have to start getting ready to go to I have another appointment today. I have about 30 minutes that I can sit here and read. So hopefully I make a bigger dent in this book because, my God, I have not read much this month. And I read so many books last month and I was so proud of myself. And this month, I feel like I haven't read barely any. So, fingers crossed that we can get into this. This is not the fault of the book. This is my brain is not made for fantasy. And I'm trying to get into it. I want to get into it so bad. We're going to see how this is going to go. So something else I forgot to mention that's also going on is she had a brother that passed away in a battle, and her brother was also a rider. Mira and Violet's father gave her a book. The book that she's trying to bring with her is a book about warning against the lore of magic. I feel like that's going to be important, and it even demonizes dragons. I thought dragons were important. We're gonna keep reading because I'm assuming too much and I just need to like immerse myself. This is my issue with fantasy books. I have such a hard time immersing myself and keeping up with the world building part of it. I've heard that the world building in this book is very easy to follow. So I just got home from the dentist, so if I'm talking a little bit weird, that is why. I love having appointments because that means I'm going to be in a waiting room for a little bit, and that is a perfect opportunity to read. A few things I learned just for myself so I don't forget. So Xaden is the son of the man who was the leader of the rebellion. I think his name was Len, something like that, Ryerson. And he led the rebellion that got her brother killed, and then her mom ordered his father's execution. So we're doing enemies to lovers? Is that the vibe? I did not know this was like an enemies to lovers story. Her sister warned her to like stay away from him. She literally said he will kill you the minute he finds out who you are. I'm shocked. I thought they were gonna like, I don't know what I thought was gonna happen, but that's what I've learned so far. There's also a guy on the parapet trying to kill people. He pushed one kid off. Their friend that they just met I think his name was Dylan. I think Dylan is dead. Like, so much happened in 3 pages. Dylan died. He slipped and he had plans to propose to his girlfriend when he graduated. That was really sad. That is what Rebecca Yarros does, though. She writes a lot of stories about, like, military life. Stories about, like, wars and stuff. And she makes, like, we knew Dylan for 2 seconds. And I was so sad when he died just because of that one little fact that he had plans and he had a girlfriend waiting for him and he was excited to marry her and he just wanted to move up in life and in like ranks and stuff. So we knew that character for literally 3 seconds, and when he died, I was in the waiting room of my dentist's office and I was like, like out loud, like he did not just die. So, stakes are high. That's what I'm gathering. The stakes are going to be high in this book. Oh, you're going to hear my dog playing with a water bottle because she does not ever stop. She does not give me a moment's peace. I'm very interested. You see, now I'm invested. I love romance. I love love. So, now I'm super excited to read it. This guy is chasing her on the parapet. So, that's great. I'm having a lot of fun with this book. I'm actually very happy I picked it up and wanted to read it, and I feel like I'm kind of loopy and out of it, but I just wanted to update before I forget and before I get too far along to the point where I don't remember where I left off with the vlog. We read on. So we're gonna do a quick little update. I'm whispering right now because my kids should be sleeping. I don't think they're sleeping, but they should be sleeping. I'm on page 79. I'm at chapter 7. I'm going to give a little bit of an update. Our girl met the dragons. There are some very badass sounding dragons. Her childhood best friend is also there, and he is some kind of leader. So a little bit of update on Fourth Wing. I just got done dropping off my kids on their school bus. So we're going to update on Fourth Wing. I've read so much. Also, today is Friday. Friday nights are usually like very hectic and very crazy. So every Friday morning, I let myself run off to Dunkin' and get a little sweet treat. Coffee just tastes better when you don't make it yourself. I don't know why. I mean, I prefer my coffee that I make at home, but every Friday I just let myself have this one treat. Oh, and they made it perfect today. So if I'm looking a bit haggard, I've been up since like 5 o'clock in the morning getting my kids ready for school. It's now 8:40. I had to run to the bank. I ran to Dunkin'. But I wanted to just update on Fourth Wing. So I'm on chapter 13 where they're like meeting the dragons, but so much has happened. I think the last thing I talked about was she met up with her like childhood best friend. Her sister told her stay away from Xaden and find Dane. Dane is going to keep you safe. She sees Dane. Dane is all grown up and sexy. It turns out like their parents are like partners of some kind, or like his dad protects her mom. They get put in Xaden's wing, so they're in Fourth Wing. Oh, she gets her shoulder broken from Xaden's like best friend Imogen. She snaps her shoulder. We go to the healers and we learn that these 2 healers have been helping her the entire time, and one of them uses magic to basically like reset her bones basically, and she has to take like a battle brief class, and we're basically in her mind, and she is the smartest. Like, she already knows all the answers. She's asking all the right questions, but she's kind of like shy. I don't know why she doesn't want to like raise her hand and do it herself. So she has her friend Rhiannon do it for her, and the teacher calls her out on it. Also, this guy Jack wants her dead.
why he hates her. Jack is the guy who was pushing people off of the parapet, and she like takes a knife to his balls. So now he's like, he hates her and he's pissed off and he wants her dead. And he snapped a first year's neck, which was insane. During their first like hand-to-hand combat training, he basically declares that he is out for Violet's blood. Like, he wants her dead. She kind of has a little bit of an advantage because her sister made her this vest that has dragon scales in it. So it's protecting her. Fast forwarding a little bit, she is up in a tree. She's collecting like poisonous herbs and like mushrooms and spices and all that, and she's on kitchen duty. So she starts poisoning her opponents who are going to be doing hand-to-hand combat with her. She starts poisoning them, so she has like the upper hand and she's able to like defeat them easier. And Xaden like immediately finds out, but while she's picking these berries, these poisonous berries, she sees all of the rebellion children basically like having a meeting, and it's illegal for them to have these meetings. And so she's going to keep Xaden secret as long as he keeps her secret about poisoning all of her opponents, which I think is really cute and also very smart. We're actually going to move this inside.
I never came back and finished talking about what I'm up to in Fourth Wing. So she also got this book from her sister that was originally from her brother, and it's basically like a cheat code. Like, the brother wrote down everything that he experienced and gave it to the sister so she could get through school, and then the sister passes it to Violet, and she really like, she has a leg up with this because she finds out that the leaders like choose the opponents like a week before, and if you like find out where they're meeting, you can figure out like who your opponent's gonna be so you can like prepare. And so she starts poisoning all the people who are going to be her opponents. One night when she's collecting the berries, she sees Xaden and all of the like rebellion children. There's a name for them. I'm like blanking on what they're called right now. She sees all the rebellion kids like meeting, and it's illegal for them to meet in groups bigger than 2 or 3, I think. And so they're gonna keep each other's secrets, right? But he wants her to do better. Like, you get the sense like he knows she's capable of doing better. He fights her. It's like very intense. And as he's fighting her, he's basically telling her like, you can't poison your way out of this. Like, you need to learn. You actually need to learn how to fight and like take somebody down. She hangs out with Dane in his room. The entire time Dane wants her to go and be a scribe. He's like finding all these ways to get her back into scribe school, and she is like impressing herself, and she's like kind of proud of herself that she's made it this far, and so she doesn't want to quit. She never takes him up on the offer to go back to being a scribe. It's like causing a lot of friction in their relationship, and he just wants to keep her safe, but she wants to prove something to herself. Then a little while later, they were learning about dragons, and we find out that Xaden has the most ruthless, biggest, baddest dragon, Sigale. And then there's like these rumors the biggest dragon that there is the black dragon, and his name is, I'm gonna say this wrong, Tyrion. I have no idea how to say it, but that dragon hasn't been seen in 5 years, and it's the biggest dragon, and it hasn't been willing to bond. It like lost its rider, and losing its rider almost killed it. It hasn't been like seen, it hasn't been willing to bond with a rider since then. The guy who really hates her, his name is Jack, he wants that dragon. He wants to find that dragon. So I didn't think that was going to be possible. Then they have like this day where they have to basically like introduce themselves to the dragons, and so she isn't feeling like attached to any of them. She doesn't feel like that bond feeling with any of them while she's there. She doesn't feel like a pull to any of these dragons, and so she's starting to worry like she's not going to be able to bond with one and she's going to survive all of this for nothing. So then they go to threshing, and threshing is where you like bond with a dragon, and she's not feeling like that pull to any of them. And then she sees Jack, Orin, and Tynan, and they're hunting this little golden dragon. Seems very weak. She's much smaller. She's not much bigger than Violet. She's like this teeny tiny little golden dragon, and Jack, Orin, and Tynan are all trying to hunt that one down and kill it, which is like not allowed. She like steps in and protects the dragon, and we find out that dragon is attached to the giant dragon that they learned about in school, and that dragon chooses Violet. Also, I love that Xaden keeps calling her Violence. That is so cute. Oh my god. But I'm having so much fun reading this book. It's so freaking good. I'm like sucked in to the pages. It's crazy. But we're gonna keep on reading. A little book update. It's about 7:30 at night, and I have been like lightly reading throughout the day. Today was a Saturday, and so I was home with the kids all day. We went to the park, we got ice cream. It was very fun, very cute, but I did bring my Kindle to the park. It's been a very long day, but I'm just gonna debrief on a few things that I was able to read today before I continue on with the book. So Violet was just attacked in her sleep by a group of non-bonded riders. So these are riders who, during threshing, they didn't make a connection with a dragon, and a dragon did not choose them. Violet got 2 dragons at threshing, and she got like the biggest, baddest, most powerful dragon, and it didn't say that it was willing to bond this year, but it came for Violet. It chose Violet, and so they now want Violet dead. And we also found out that Violet's dragon and Xaden's dragon, they are mates, and so there's this like inner connection now between Xaden and Violet. And so Xaden knows that she's being attacked, and he's on his way, and somehow Andarna, her little gold dragon, is able to give Violet this power to stop time. And so right before she's about to die, she stops time, and Xaden comes like a second too late, and he's like panicked, and he kills everyone in the room who came to murder Violet. And then he takes her to this like secret pathway to get to the flight field, and he takes her through there where their 3 dragons are waiting. So we have, and I'm gonna say the dragons' names wrong, it's Andarna, Sigale, and Tyrn. They're all there, and Xaden is like freaking out because he saw the power that she was able to do where she was stopping time. They find out that Andarna is only 2. Her parents are dead. She basically saved her life. And so we learn also that because their dragons are mated, they can hear the other's dragon in their ear. So Sigale can talk to Violet, and Tyrn can talk to Xaden through their minds. They have like this strange like tether, this alliance between the 4 of them. And then Andarna also has that, but she only has that with Violet. Xaden files like some type of like complaint because one of the other, it's like a squad leader, I think. The squad leader, it was a girl who let the non-bonded riders into Violet's room. And so her name is Amber, and she is a lot like Dane, like a rule follower, and Dane is like not convinced that she committed this crime. Dane has really fallen out of favor with Violet, and so through Tyrn, she shows everyone the memory of Amber like fleeing the scene before Xaden could get there. and then she is executed. And now Xaden is making her walk around with Liam, who I just found out was raised in like their version of like foster care with Xaden after their parents were murdered. And so that is where I'm at right now. That is what I mainly read today. I'm like basically halfway through. Isn't this so pretty? This book is like gorge. So freaking cool. I did not think I'd be this invested in a bunch of dragons. I really did not. This is actually surprising me. I knew in my gut if I got into it, I would love it. So I'm very happy to be doing this. But I'm going to keep reading while my children try and get to bed. So now Xaden can talk in her head. This is getting good, y'all. It's getting really good. Oh my god, I just finished chapter 28 and I'm like freaking out. The sizzle of magic grows to a lethal swirling vortex of energy. Blah blah blah. I am the sky and the power of every storm that has ever been. I am infinite. A scream rips through my throat just as lightning splits the sky with a terrifying crack of thunder. Oh my god! She's a lightning wielder. Oh my god! Okay, so we're gonna be talking a little bit about what has just happened in Fourth Wing. Where is my Kindle? She wielded lightning. That's her signet, which is like her special power, and she just used it to basically take down a mountain to kill Jack after he stabbed Liam. There was a scene too where she stole the map from her mom's house, which was so cool, and she ends up like winning that challenge. She's obviously feeling very guilty that she killed someone and she took a life. Even though everyone hates Jack, she's like very guilty that she's the one that killed him. And Dane tells her that she doesn't have to use it, and Xaden gets really mad. Y'all, I am having so much fun reading Fourth Wing. Literally every chance I get, I'm in this book, I'm in this world. I'm having the best time. I'm so glad I decided to read. Okay, quick reading update. So Xaden and Violet just got together for the first time, and there's a lightning storm that happens because of it. That was crazy. That was insane. Also, he says that the first time he had the idea that she could wield lightning was the night that they kissed. So what does that mean? Does that mean something? I'm confused. But I had so much fun. Liam is alive. Thank God. Liam is alive. I think I have like 100 pages left. I'm so excited. They are literally confessing their love for each other on the parapet. Are you kidding me? Y'all, I am not turning the camera on myself because I am almost in tears. This is so good. I'm in the moment. I feel like I am on the parapet with these two. This is crazy. Oh my god. Y'all, I am like damn near tears. So we are officially together. He's talking about how he's wanted her since threshing. I've wanted you from the first second I saw you, Violence. Oh my god. Xaden Ryerson, the man that you are, I am having the time of my life. Also, if you're someone who struggles to read fantasy and you feel yourself like losing focus, this has been so helpful for me. I keep going on Pinterest and I'm just like looking up scenes and like fan art so I can kind of visualize while I'm reading, and it has been so helpful. So this is kind of like the scene we have going on here, and it's just been a very helpful exercise. I've done this with almost every single scene in this book just to get like a better
understanding. So I usually go on Pinterest, but sometimes I go on like Instagram, and it's just been a grand old time. All right, y'all. So apparently we're going to war, but it's pretend war. They were interrupted in Xaden's bedroom because an alarm went off, and now we're going to pretend war, I guess. Based on what Imogen says here, something about the way his smile slips for a heartbeat makes the hair rise on the back of my neck. I have a feeling Dane and his father have something in store for Xaden. Just based on what the dad did here, what Imogen is saying here, I got a weird feeling. I got a weird feeling about this. So Xaden is telling her to make sure she has all of her daggers on her, which like not too crazy. But then we got Liam over here. He's unusually tense. I'm starting to get nervous. I'm starting to get a bit nervous, y'all. It is March 25th. And we have to finish Fourth Wing. I have been reading this book like purposefully long. Something I notice I do when I start a series and I want to get through it, and I like want to understand the discussions happening on like Book Talk or BookTube, I rush through series. I've done this a few times, specifically with very popular series. Like I read Devil's Night 2 or 3 years ago. I read the whole series in like 5 days. Like I would stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning reading, and I went through it so fast and I mourned it so hard. I challenged myself this time around to really take my time and have like a very immersive experience reading this, because number one, it's fantasy. I grew up in the golden age of like dystopian romance novels, like when The Hunger Games was coming out, when Divergent was coming out. I never read any of those books, but I remember like the hype around them. I knew reading my first like true fantasy book was going to be a challenge for me. And like, I think I've said this like multiple times, I genuinely feel too stupid to read fantasy. Like I don't like the way reading fantasy makes me feel, and because I've taken my time and I haven't rushed through this, I've been able to enjoy it and understand it and really process like what I'm reading instead of just trying to like get through it as fast as possible just to finish it. I have only about 60 pages left, so I know I'm about to finish it. I got literally like everything I needed to get done besides the laundry behind me. We're gonna pretend like that's not there for right now. But I'm excited to get to the end of it. I could have finished this yesterday, but I wanted to be like on my own, nothing to do but just sit here and enjoy this. So we are going to go finish Fourth Wing. Yeah, and I'm just really sad it's over. Again, like I grew up in the golden age of like dystopian fantasy books, and I never was able to like really connect and like get on board with it. Like while everyone was reading Hunger Games and Divergent and all those like really big series that turned into movies, I was reading like Jamie Maguire, Abby Glines, that era of books. And you know, I kind of want to be in the know this time, and I'm so glad I picked this one up. I think this is the perfect book to like really dip your toes into fantasy if you're someone who's not used to reading it, because it's not super like complicated, the world building of it and like the magic of it. It's not really hard to understand. If you're a beginner and you've never read any kind of fantasy and you're like scared like me to like dip your toes into that, I would really recommend Fourth Wing so far. We're gonna see how it ends and hopefully start Iron Flame. All right, y'all. So I'm mad. I'm really mad. Violet is taken by Xaden for the war game. Oh, she's with a team of separatist children who all carry the rebellion relics, and she is the daughter of the general. And even the dragons lied to her. I'm mad. Like, I knew Bodhi, Imogen, Liam, Xaden, I knew they were all separatist, but they're working with the enemy. They literally just were approached by Griffin riders, and she's like ready to use her powers on them, and Xaden is like, don't. And he's working with them, which, like, we knew he was up to something because he was having those meetings with all the children of the Separatists. What does that mean, though? I know our girl feels very betrayed, and one of the Griffin riders was literally saying that they want to use her as a for ransom. I'm gonna read on because I am scared to death about what's about to happen. There's only 50 pages left. There's only 50 pages left. Not even, like 45 pages left. So we're gonna read on. This line right here from Tiern literally just broke my heart. Dragons are bound by bonds, he explains as Xaden approaches. There's only one other bond more sacred than that of a dragon and its rider, a dragon and its mate. Everyone knew but me, even my own dragons. Oh my God. I feel the betrayal. I really do. So we have some big revelations that just happened. Apparently, Venin are real. Xaden knows about it. His father started the rebellion because the government wasn't telling them. They weren't like being truthful about Venin. They turned it into folklore that Violet's dad had been like teaching her and like kind of warning her about. Everyone is basically lying to the people about them not being real, and her dad kind of foresaw this. So Dane betrayed her. He read her memories, and she basically unknowingly gave over information about Xaden. I'm scared. I'm really scared. All right, we're on chapter 36. What is going on? I'm gonna read this line. She says, if you think you'll ever convince a Sorrengail to risk their neck for anyone outside their own borders, then you're a fool. Isn't that what the flyer said? Fuck that. I will not leave innocent people to die no matter what side of the border they live on. I will not let my squad mates risk their lives while I run despite the plea I see in Xaden's eyes. We're in Athbine. I think that's how you say that. We're in Athbine, and the Venin are here. The Griffin riders came to basically die to help save the people. Xaden now has to make a choice. Dane betrayed Violet and read her memories without her permission. Told his dad, like, ew, Dane, okay, we don't like Dane anymore. We don't like Dane anymore. That makes me... Xaden is basically telling the squad, like, you do not have to stay with me. Like, I'm gonna stay and try and help these people. And he basically gives everyone an option. Like, do you want to stay and fight? Or you can go and do the war games. And Liam steps forward and he says, we watched as our parents were executed because they had the courage to do the right thing. I'd like to think my death would be just as honorable. And then she goes, their parents died to expose the truth while mine sacrificed my brother to keep this heinous secret. Oh my God, so like we're gonna be battling. Then she says about her mom, the dagger on her desk means she knows and has done nothing to stop it. Guess I'll be the second child she sacrifices to keep the existence of Venin a secret. So we're going to battle. I'm scared, but I'm ready. Liam is dying? Why is Liam dying? Oh my God. Oh my God. Liam is dead. Oh no. Y'all, can Xaden read minds? Can Xaden read minds? I need to know what she's thinking. What? Her brother is alive! Oh my God! Brennan is alive! Alright, y'all, and that is the vlog. I am already damn near 100 pages through this book. I'm having the time of my life with the Empyrean series. Oh my God. Violet Sorrengail. I'm obsessed with her. She has like made it to the top as one of my favorite female characters. Like, her and Lizzie Young, Charlotte Sinclair, Eden from The Way I Used to Be, girl from the Brayshaw series. I was obsessed with her. I love strong female characters. That's always what I'm looking for in books. I hate when books make women seem so stupid, and I've read way too many of those. Y'all, Fourth Wing, so good. I had the time of my life. Reading Fourth Wing. I cannot wait to get through the rest of the series, and I cannot wait to vlog it. We're gonna end this video here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.